This is Visiblepreneur, the podcast that promotes and grows your business. From local, here in St. Charles County, to around the globe. Attract more customers to your business. And here's your host, the Isaiah Bentley.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Visiblepreneur. As you know, back with another one as always. Gosh, I need to stay consistent at keeping the episodes going, but I'm doing my best. So this lady right here, this is Nicole. She used to be known as Borland. However, she's married, so she's known as Nicole Agniel. If you can't remember that, the best way to remember is take the D out of Daniel and then add an A, and then you get annual. If you still can't remember that, then when do you pay your taxes? Yearly, right? So that's also known annually. So shorten that down, and then you get annual. Am I right?
Yes, that's good. You did a great job.
Yes. All right. So as I said, she's with Thrive, and she's going to talk more about that CRM software because I think it's revolutionary of what
Thank you.
it does. Yeah. So welcome to Visiblepreneur.
Thank you for having me. This
Absolutely.
is my first appearance and podcast, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one as well. And give us some background, like how did you get into Thrive and what does it do?
Okay. So I actually started with Thrive 18 years ago. I know.
Oh, wow. Long time.
Right. I don't look like I could be working that long, right?
Yeah.
But I started 18 years ago, and when I started, we were more of a marketing company. So we focused on building websites, placing our customers on Google and social media sites, and we still offer those services. But about 4 or 5 years ago, we discovered a need in the industry because a lot of the business owners that we were connecting with did not have a software in place to run their business. So I would walk into businesses and they have like piles of notes and papers on their desk and just so completely unorganized. So we developed an application and a cloud-based website called Thrive, which people can access on the go or when they're in their office. And what Thrive does is it allows you to manage your client base, either your customers or your new leads, through one system, and you can access everything in one place, do your admin, and then also it has marketing components. So that's just the 60-second overview of how I got into this space and what Thrive does.
Yeah, that's awesome. And 18 years, that's pretty hefty. They got to consider you the grand general of Thrive. Am I right?
I like to call myself the queen bee. So
okay, there we go.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a long time. It's really the only job that I've ever had. So I went to college, graduated, and started here shortly thereafter. So this is all that I've ever known. But what keeps it interesting is that since I'm in the technology industry, it's constantly changing. So right now we're at Thrive 5.0, which means we've had 5 major rollouts of the application. And then we're constantly making changes, each week. So, it's an ongoing process and it never stays the same. So it's really like I've had multiple jobs within my 18 years.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, with Thrive itself, that you're able to get into there and you put like business owners, whatever the company name could be, like, A, B, or C, and they come up to the top of Google search. And I'm also guessing you deal with social media profiles as well too, right?
Yep. So that is the marketing side of Thrive. So when you purchase the software, you get what's called a listing management system. So you receive 70 listings that are consistent across all platforms, and you'll get listings on Google, Yahoo, Bing, Yelp, all the major players. So when you have consistent listings, what happens is Google tends to list your business more frequently in the organic or map section because they know that you have many listings out there and all of those listings are correct and building credibility. So that's one marketing component that we offer is listings management. And then also we have social media. So what we do with social media is we have the ability, we can post for you. I encourage most customers to post on their own because nobody knows your business like you do.
Yeah.
But you have the ability to post on 5 different platforms with one click. So you can schedule your post to go out through the month, and you don't have to post on each platform individually. So that's a little bit about the marketing components within Thrive.
Wow, yeah. As well as you can get a website built
Yes.
right within there too, because
Yep.
you got a team of professionals that also do that.
That's right. Yes, we have websites, and so we offer websites, but if you don't have a Thrive website, it is okay, because what we offer within our software is we have widgets that can connect to your website. So if someone goes online and they want to fill out a form on your site, that information is connected within Thrive, and it goes into the software and enters a new lead. So it eliminates some manual work on your behalf, and it connects with, your website, and it doesn't have to be through Thrive. So that's a nice little add-on.
Yeah, talk about automation.
I
in a way.
know
Yeah.
it. You're right.
Yeah, that is interesting. So also, I want to dive into you.
Okay.
Yeah. So with being with Thrive, I know you say you've this has been your only job, and clearly you love it since you've been doing it for so long. And you've got into networking. What's that journey been like for you?
Oh, that is such a good question. I have a good answer for you. So, up until a few years ago, my role at Thrive was an account manager. And basically what that meant is I would manage my book of business. I had 50 large clients in St. Louis, and it was my job to make sure that they were happy and satisfied with their marketing campaigns. More of the Google pay-per-click side than the software side. Well, when we really started digging into the software, they said, you can keep your 50 clients, but what we'd like you to do is we'd like you to sell more of the software. It's the future of our business. So I thought, I am not going to cold call. That just sounds awful. And so I thought to myself, how can I really get out there and meet people? I thought, I could try networking. So I joined some networking groups in the community. And I, at one networking meeting, I actually met Rodney, which we all know through Number 9.
Yeah.
I met Rodney, and he told me about the Number 9 group that you and I are in together.
Yes.
And at first I was kind of dragging my feet. I didn't really know how much I believed in networking, because at this point it was really more about professional and personal development in the groups that I was in. It wasn't really a lot of trading business. And so Rodney told me that I should really check out his group, Number 9. And like I said, I drug my feet, but I decided to go and get involved and show up like you have to do. You can't just join. You have to actually go to the functions. And I started building relationships. And I tell you what, networking has been so great for my business and onboarding new clients. It's the only way that I generate new clients. It's all by referral and by working with people at networking events. And I absolutely love it because it does not feel like you're working. You just educate people about what you do, make connections, and the rest is history. So there's no better way, in my opinion, to build my book of business than networking. It's the answer for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm guessing that you've been networking for a long time, like outside of, or I should say before Number 9 has gotten started, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I have a little bit. I'm in Little Black Book, and then also the Chamber of Commerce, and then Number 9. And, I've dabbled in BNI and a couple other groups as well.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Because when we first met, and I knew nothing of networking then, I think you were like one of the second people that I've met, and you showed me the software back then.
Yes.
And I know it's
at Starbucks in North County.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know it's way, way different, probably from what you offer now.
Yeah.
Which is really, really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also too, because as being part of the different networking groups that you're also with, or I should say, some of them you've checked out, some you've joined, and some you maybe have left. So how is it that you've seen business owners develop their, I wouldn't say skills, but how have you seen their businesses develop by using this?
That is a good question. Well, I think in many cases, people don't even understand or realize that they need it. A lot of these small business owners that I work with, they don't know that something exists for their business. They're just doing things the way that they know how to do, that they've been doing for 5, 10, or 20 years. But when I let them know that there's an option, or they hear stories about other individuals like them that are using it, it's an opportunity for them to get a demo and see if it would fit for their business. So yeah, that's an interesting question. And like I said, a lot of people don't realize that they need it because they're just, head down, focused on their business. But when they do onboard to Thrive, gosh, they get so much more organized, and the process is just automated from A to Z. So at the end of the day, it saves them a lot of time.
Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to ask too is that since I know you're not really a newlywed.
Well, kind of.
Well, yeah. You've been married for about a couple of months. So how is it that you've been family-wise that they see that you're growing as a person?
Oh boy. Well, we're blending families, and it hasn't been easy because our kids are 7, 9, 9, and 11, and I didn't realize it was going to be this difficult. So I don't know if they see the growth, but I know that I see the growth within myself, because on several occasions, I have to take a step back and regroup and, formulate a plan almost of how am I going to handle all these kids? Because, man, I have to have a different strategy. Before, with just me and my 2 kids, it was easy. I had everything streamlined on lockdown, and now it's just, it's a lot. But I'm surviving, to answer your question.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I like how you put together the 7, 9, 9, 11. I feel like that could almost be a Powerball play.
It could.
Yeah.
It could. Yeah. Yeah, good call. Yeah, so every day is a new adventure at the annual Borland House.
Yes, I love that. So I also wanted to ask, how has COVID, because we know it's probably, like 2 years into this, but
yes,
back
I can't believe.
But back when it first started, how did it impact your business?
Okay, really good question. So when COVID first started, obviously for everyone, it was a nightmare, because if you had young kids, all of a sudden you're a teacher and an employee or business owner. And so that was a lot to juggle. But once I got back in my rhythm and my routine, it was actually okay, because when I show people Thrive and we're talking about the software, in many cases it's over Zoom, so I can actually show them on my computer what it looks like. So in some cases, it's easier to present the software in that way. The thing that was tough was about building those relationships and meeting those people, because I'm more of a face-to-face person.
Yeah.
And I think, you are definitely. I think
of
most of us are. So, yeah. So that was the challenge, building those new relationships and meeting new people. But once that happened, I was easily able to show them the software through the computer.
Yeah,
or
awesome.
Zoom. Yeah.
Awesome. And have you done any business like outside of the state? Because I'm sure that you've probably somebody's like, okay, way across California, or way across the East Coast, New York, or somewhere like that.
Yeah, so we are a national company. So I can sell anywhere and everywhere. I'm actually getting ready to onboard a client who lives in Maui, Hawaii.
Nice.
I know. And every time I talk to her, obviously we're always Zooming, and I see the palm trees in the background. She's like, I have my door open, and I'm so jealous, obviously.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
I know.
Yeah, talking about going across the country. That's pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. And actually, our company just expanded into Australia.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're everywhere.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So do you see yourself potentially getting, let's say, a client in Australia?
I don't think so. I mean, while I can sell anywhere, I like to focus in my backyard, because I feel that I'm comfortable with, the St. Louis, St. Charles marketplace.
Yeah.
And I can, I'm more advantageous for suggestions and working with my clients in my own backyard. So yeah, I think I'm probably just going to stick around here, but I can sell to anywhere in the United States.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also wanted to ask too, is that because with something that you do, obviously it's an investment that I think every business owner should make.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Me too.
Yeah. So I guess what I want to say is that do you see the value in what this could bring to, even if it is a brand new business owner or somebody who's been in the industry for years?
Yeah. So, you know what's interesting? Usually my best clients are ones that sign up with Thrive a year or two into their business after they kind of get their feet wet. And then they realize they really need a system in place. And so usually it's not right away because they have so many expenses right in the beginning. But when they sign on with me a year one, year two, they always say, I really wish I would have done this right out of the gate.
Yeah, I love that. Because like you said, you're pretty much on the social media aspect. You're on the Google aspect, and I'm pretty sure that goes to other sites as well too.
Right.
And then building websites.
Yeah.
So let's go into the building websites for a moment. So I'm guessing that you have like people that they gather together, and then you give them ideas of, oh, hey, here's what I want from my website. I want, this logo. I want it to look. So
yeah. So our
talk about that a little bit.
Sure. Our websites are customizable. So usually what I tell my clients to do is we have a brainstorming session, and I tell them to do a little bit of research and see other looks and feels that they might like, not to obviously mirror those websites, but just so I can get a sense of their style. So they do that, and then we have a phone call with one of our website consultants, myself and the client, and we brainstorm some more. We come up with ideas for the site. And then in about 10 days or so, we get the client a rough draft of what the site will look like. And so from that point, we can kind of see if we're heading in the right direction. And we go back and forth and make changes from that subdomain link that we build on. So it's a pretty easy and collaborative process, just kind of going back and forth. The hardest part is getting started and really doing that digging and seeing, what do they see? What is, their style and that sort of thing.
Wow, that's interesting. I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, so you got the pre-templates that you said, but you can also modify it to kind of customize exactly what they want.
That's exactly right. Yep.
All right. Yeah,
yes.
That's awesome.
Mobile sites, desktop, we do it all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really great, because especially the mobile ones, because you find now today people are looking up stuff all through their cell phones now.
Right. Exactly. So we try to build we don't try, we do. We build with the mobile site in mind. So the mobile site is what we focus on first and foremost when we're building our websites, and then to the desktop. So they all look slightly different but compatible.
Yeah, I love that. And the next thing that I was wondering is that since now that you've done that and you've grown a lot because you've onboarded clients that are also part of our group.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself going in future?
Oh.
I know it's a lot.
I know. I'm trying to figure that out. Well, I would love to have like this big, exciting answer for you, but the reality is I really enjoy what I'm doing now. I'm trying to build my brand in St. Charles County, and I think I'm doing a pretty decent job at that. And then I feel like once, I feel like I've made a really good footprint here, I may try to go in some other areas outside of St. Charles, maybe focus a little bit more so on West County. But I am very happy in the software sales space, and, don't foresee myself owning a business or managing anyone or anything in the near future. Just continue what I'm doing and continue to get better and, expand in other areas in St. Louis.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying to leave Thrive or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah. you know, because you're enjoying what you're doing. It's not work.
Right.
It really isn't.
You're exactly right. And I was talking to someone about that today when we were networking. It just, my job to me, I'm excited when I wake up, and I love networking. And if I'm not networking, I'm visiting with a client. And to me, it's not work. It's fun. So I enjoy it.
Yeah, right on. So last I wanted to ask you as well, too, is that where can someone go to find you, like, if they're looking to on board with Thrive, as well as you can give them a demo for them to check out?
Oh, good question. So, probably the easiest way, they could go on to Facebook and look for Nicole Agniel, Agniel, and they can find my Facebook business page. I do have a website also, but it's slightly lengthy. So I think the easiest way to find and connect me is to look for Nicole Agniel, Business Advisor, on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, right on. And I will put that in the link in the description below, as well as on the video, and then, of course, on the audio-only version.
Yes. Well, it has been fantastic. I've really enjoyed this. I hope I did an okay job for you.
Oh, no, you did more than okay.
Oh, okay.
You did
Yay.
pretty well for somebody that claimed they were nervous for the podcast.
Well, I just didn't know. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I still don't. I'm just rolling with it.
Oh, no, it's all right. So with that, yeah, thanks for being on here. This was really fantastic, and I really enjoyed having you on.
Yes. Thanks for having me. Let's do it again in the future. Absolutely.
And, of course, for you viewers out there, don't forget you can find us on Facebook. We'll be more posting on YouTube, of course, and in our audio-only version, which we have Anchor, which goes out to Google, Spotify, Google, that is Google Casts, Apple Podcasts, already said Spotify. We have Breaker, and there's a few others. I still can't remember the names. Obviously, Anchor is one, but just look up Visiblepreneur. You'll find us. If you want to get in contact with anybody we've had on here before, just send an email to visiblepreneur@gmail.com. So with that, take care. And then, of course, as you know, we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.